It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to inspire, our mission is to empower, and our mission is to provide all the hardworking entrepreneurs with the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Carey, who's here to talk about vision is victory. What's going on, Carey? How are you? And shout out to Angel Tusi for connecting us together. She's amazing as well.
Yes, she is. She's one of my best friends, Shay. So, yeah, when she says you guys need to connect, it's like done. So I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you here as well. Now, at the risk of sounding funny or sarcastic here, we're talking about vision is victory. Now, I'm not saying vision is an overused word, but vision means different things to different people. So can you take a moment and give us your view of the world and what is your definition of vision and why is it more important now than probably ever before during your lifetime?
Sure. Okay, well, to define that, I'll just give you a little bit of the story of my own. When I was in my late 20s, Shay, which was a little bit ago, I was doing what we were all taught to do, right? The 9 to 5 gig, get the degree, get the job, work your way up the ranks kind of thing. And I did not do that very well. I was really wanting to have freedom. I wanted to work from home. And, when we started having our kids, I wanted to have my own business so that I could be there for them. And I just didn't know how to do that. So I had somebody, my first mentor said to me, Carey, you can create your life to look like however you want it to look. You just need to get super clear on what that is. And so I sat down and with a legal pad of paper, because this was like 1988, so I wrote out in detail, Shay, in every area of my life, what I wanted it to look like, my dream life. And because I got so clear on that, and because it was in writing and in so much detail, I know that what happened next is things started falling into place. And 2 years later, I'd had my son, I was pregnant with my daughter, and it was time for me to step all into being an entrepreneur because I had that very powerful vision of what I wanted. It helped me get through all the things that entrepreneurs deal with, wanting to quit, not staying focused, not staying consistent, not having a business plan, all the things I talk about now. And that's why I say that vision is victory, because it truly will help you stay victorious in every area of your life if it's powerful and it's big enough.
When you talk about powerful and big enough, take a moment, if you would, and connect it to the person, because we have a number of folks that are dualpreneurs, right? They work a full-time job and they're a full-time entrepreneur. And so I want to talk a little bit, if you can, for the person that has a vision, as you said, for their personal life and their as a career, which they may have no control over. And then also the person that has a vision for being an entrepreneur. It's like it's in their blood, it's in their heart. Are there two different type of visions? I'm just kind of understand. How would you speak to that person that's leaning in right now, saying, "Well, she has my attention a little bit here."
Yeah. Well, here's what I mean. So when I walk people through the process, I have a workbook actually called Vision is Victory. And what it is a process of helping people get out of their head and onto paper what they want to create their life to look like. Because what you want your life to look like will help you discern what path you want to go down as an entrepreneur, either a full-time entrepreneur or a part-time entrepreneur. So going back to my story, like I said, I wanted to be very clear. I did not want to be working for somebody else anymore. I wanted to be working from home and working my own hours. So I had to get super clear on what that lifestyle looked like. So the first thing I get people to do is to sit down and in quiet space, think about 3 years out, Shay. So think about how old you will be, how old your family members will be, because nobody really thinks about the future, right? They don't think far out and put deadlines and timelines on things. So for that person, let's say, going back to your scenario, that you have maybe somebody who's working a full-time job still because they have to right now, but they want to become a full-time entrepreneur. That's just a matter of creating a game plan like I did. You've got to get really clear on when you want to be leaving that job and what you need financially in order to make that happen. It's just all vision, and then it's putting timelines on things.
Yeah, you might have heard this before, that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with? Ladies and gentlemen, I have two hands raised. Consistency. And so we're going to do a little deeper dive into who you are in a moment, but I want you first to step back and the person says, Shay, I write down things and I just, well, here's the question. Why do people struggle once they've written down the vision to actually taking some action and being consistent at it?
Yeah, so many answers to that.
I know
You
it's a
know,
loaded question. It's kind of unfair, but if you can
well,
package it the best you can.
all agree, there's a lot of fear, especially when you're launching a new business. And we've all been taught. We still, unfortunately, have an educational system, although I'm starting to see that change, that teaches us to go to work for somebody else, right? We go on a path of get the good grades, get the right degree, go to, do the job, the whole thing. And so there's a lot of fear, and there's also a lot of pushback from the people around you that think you're crazy. My family certainly did when I told them I wanted to start my own business. A lot of doubt. We deal with, comparison issues. We deal with imposter syndrome. The list is long. And what we also deal with are very busy lives where we are not carving out the time to consistently work on the business. Right. So go back to my circumstance. I was working full time, had my son, my 2-year-old, in daycare, which I hated, and was 5 months pregnant with my daughter when I started my first business. And so I had about an hour or two every day to work on it consistently. And here's the key. And this is the game changer for people who find that they are stalling out, they're not consistent, they're not focused, get distracted easily, buy into the fear, all the things. You have to have goals with non-negotiable dates on things. So I was 5 months pregnant. Like I said, had a 2-year-old. I wanted to get him out of daycare, and I wanted to not put my daughter in daycare when she was born. So non-negotiable goal date for me was 90 days to get my business to a certain income consistently so that I could stop working when I had her. So non-negotiable goals are the key. Nobody wants to put down dates on things because they go, oh, okay, that means like I actually have to do this now. But it's everything. It's without the non-negotiable goals, you're going to push it off. Things will get in the way.
One of the things I admire, thanks for sharing that. When I had a chance to go to your website and I stopped right in the front because it said, stop letting your dreams stay your dreams. Mm-hmm. And that said it all by itself. I mean, when I just saw that, I said, I don't know what we're talking about. Couldn't remember the title, but I saw that. And then I got a chance to find out who you are. And there's some folks right now that are reading your bio, obviously. It's right below. There's other folks who are Googling you, and that's kind of cool. And your fan club is already aboard. But there's some folks that don't know who in the LL Cool J this lady is. So, Shay, I hear her. Sounds good. But can she take a moment and give us a little bit of her backstory? And maybe some things have happened in her life that has led her to be even more focused today than probably ever in the history, so she can stop letting her dreams stay dreams and help other folks stop letting their dreams stay dreams. I like that title, by the way. I just love it. But anyway, here's the question, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to take a few minutes and share with you who she is, a little bit about her backstory. It's a pretty cool journey. Some things have happened that led her to where she is, because I want you to know who she is, Carey.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting me share that, because I am more passionate about people having vision now than ever, because we so need it, so desperately need it. So as you already know, I started as an entrepreneur well over 30 years ago and raised my kids being an entrepreneur. And then 10 years ago, I stepped into publicly speaking and teaching what I'm talking about now, vision, how to write it, how to create a game plan around it and all that. And during these past 10 years, unfortunately, in 2014, we lost my husband to suicide. And then 3 years later, lost my 26-year-old son also to suicide. And it was during that time frame that it became very, very real to me that me teaching vision was much more than me teaching entrepreneurs how to write a game plan on paper. This is a life game changer, right? We have a really upset world right now for all sorts of reasons. And most people, Shay, are drifting. They are not living out their purpose. They're very unfulfilled. Many people living daily with fear, anxiety, and depression. And it's no secret what suicide rates are looking like right now, especially in our kids. And our kiddos are teen and young adults, which is my focus right now. I really want to help the youth and the young adults understand that in order for you to get through all of life's adversities, you've got to really know what you are so passionate about that it will get you through just about anything. So that's the mission I'm kind of on now.
Yeah. Take a moment if you would, and talk to the person that might be going through some mental challenges now. And I mean, I realize this is not a therapy session, but if you could say a few words to them in terms of maybe getting help or whatever it is you have, or maybe it's not them. Maybe they're aware of someone that's dealing with some very dark challenges. I'll say that, and you have opportunity to say something to them now. What words would you want to say?
Yeah, so much. Number one, they, like you and I, unless they had really entrepreneurial minded parents that, taught them how to think outside the box and how to figure out who they really are. Most of our young adults right now are still coming out of that system of go to school, get good grades, get the job, you're good. Unfortunately, most of them are coming out and doing that and then finding that they are in jobs that they do not like and don't know how to get out of it. They have a dream, but they won't tell anybody about it because they don't want to admit it. A lot of fear around that. And they're isolating, which is really big problem. Excuse me for my throat. Due to social media and all of what comes with that in our culture not being as one-on-one as we used to be, there's a lot of isolation. It's huge in the young adult world. So we're dealing with a lot of what I call the perfect storm happening for them, and they are really not knowing who they are, how resourceful they really are, and how to go after their own dream. So first of all, I want to tell you all, you do have a purpose. Every one of us was sent here with one thing we are meant to accomplish. I am super clear that what I'm demonstrating to you right now is my purpose, is to help other people find theirs. And so I really want you to, number one, know that you do have a calling and you can get through anything as long as you can get it in writing and you can start taking some daily action steps. And for anybody who's listening right now, I obviously have some tools that I recommend people they can use to actually do this. I also want you to know that you need to have a community. You need to be with other people who are also wanting to lock arms with each other and work through their stuff and to help each other keep going. I think too many times we try and do it on our own, especially entrepreneurs. And that's not a good place to be. So you need to have the tools, have the vision, and get inside a community that can support you as you are, working through it.
Wow, that's powerful. Thanks so much for sharing. Because the reason I want you to share that is I love the other three words. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, you got to visit her website. She's going to give you the details. I know you're looking below and so forth. But again, when I went back, and this is a few minutes before we jumped on, I've just been introduced to Carey, who's super amazing. And we were doing the research, which my team did. When I went and looked, I like to put my eyes on things myself. It said, I choose purpose. Mm-hmm. I said, I choose purpose. And I thought to myself, Shay, do you choose purpose? Then I thought to myself, Shay, why does she have I choose purpose here, right? They went on to read. I thought that might be an affirmation. I don't know if you have affirmations, but talk about those three words, I choose purpose. Is that an affirmation? What's the backstory to that? Or is that something that the copywriting team, your team, you got an amazing team, they put it there and it stopped someone like me? If that's the case, good marketing. Someone go find out who did her site. It's incredible, seriously.
Yeah. I think purpose chooses you as well. Once I was very, very clear on what my calling is, Shay, it's easy to quit a job. It's easy to quit relationships. It's easy to quit titles, but it's not easy to quit on your purpose. And once I understood what my calling was, especially after the past 9 years of what I've been through, it really is what keeps me going every day. It's not hard for me to get in here and do what I need to do because I know it's helping other people. And so I guess choosing purpose means that you choose to step into what your calling is and your legacy instead of choosing to listen to everybody else and what everybody else is telling you should do, right?
Yeah. I love that. And I'm wondering on the corporate side, and here's what's pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. She works with corporate. She speaks on corporate stages and goes in corporate, and she helps them develop the visions. And then she also works with the entrepreneurs, the everyday folks. But then she also has this heart for teens. And what's one of the skill sets that you've been able to gather that allows you to transcend? Because that's pretty cool to be able to do that. Many folks are like, wow, I wish I could do that. But
Yeah.
she's able to do it. Is that a gift? Is that a talent? Is that just your superpower?
Um, Whether you are the corporate head or
Hmm.
you are one of the employees, we're all human beings. And so, yes, I have coached corporate leaders. And the reason I've coached them is they've come to me and said, I've built this business and it's going well and it's successful, but I'm now at a place where I just really want to get clear on what my vision is for the rest of my life. So we start questioning, what's our legacy? And so helping them get really clear on what their purpose is trickles down into the team, right? So I'll
Hmm.
start working with a corporate leader, start helping them flesh out what they want their personal life to look like. And then sometimes they will bring me in and do my vision workshop with their teams. Because when the team sees them getting clear on their vision and sees that this person cares enough about them to invest in them to help them find their purpose and vision, it creates the camaraderie that they need as a unit, right? So, baseline is we're all human, Shades, whether you're leading the team or you're a part of the team. We all need to work together.
Yeah, and I kind of let the audience hang in because I talked about, do you have an affirmation or two or three, and they're like, Shay, she didn't get to answer the question. I don't know if I cut you off or not. So can you take a moment and answer? What are one, two, or three affirmations that you share, or maybe share with your corporate clients to use, and then I want you to go to the other side and talk a little bit about gratitude and the importance of gratitude. The reason I want you to do that is that, when you guys get a chance to go and read her backstory and so forth, it seems to be one of the foundations. And I think that's so important. So we don't create something. And I've been known to beat myself up. Carey, I'm just that guy. I beat myself like, oh my gosh, look what they got. Look what they have. I put that down too, and I don't have it yet. And then I get all down in the dumps like I'm just not good enough. So
Yeah.
two-part question, because I might be alone. Hopefully, if I am, that's cool. One, two, or three affirmations, and then tie that to at least understanding gratitude and where you are now and what you've been blessed to have.
I think that they work together, right? I write affirmations and gratitudes every day. Affirmations usually in the morning because it gets my head in the right space. So things like, I am enough. I think so many of us feel like we're not doing enough. And I have to remind myself every day that I don't need to be running with my hair on fire to prove anything to anybody. I am enough. I am loved so that I can be loved for other people. That's huge for me. So I have to drop the whole thing around ego and title and, how many people are liking me and all that kind of stuff. I just want to be enough so that I can love other people. And I think it's important from a gratitude standpoint that no matter what we're going through in the moment, now I've been through a lot, that we find the things we're grateful for every day. And some days that can be super tough, and I get it. But, for most of us, if we have food on the table, a roof over our head, a car to drive, friends and family around us, that's enough to be grateful for. And I'm super grateful that I get to share that with other people like I am now.
Yeah, so well said. One of my favorite questions to ask, and for those folks that are regulars every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time daily, you can go and lean in because this is the opportunity you get a chance to benefit, which is of all the mentors. And for those that are new, I want to ask of all the
Mm.
mentors that Carey's had, what's one mentor and one lesson that she's taken away from one of her mentors that she wants to share with you? And you get the benefit. Like, you may never meet her mentor, right? But you get a chance to take the lesson or the philosophy or the thought that she's been holding near and dear to her, and you can use it for the rest of your life. So I love this part of the segment. So the question, which I think she just heard, obviously, is what's one of the mentors you've had and one of the lessons you've learned that we, the audience, can benefit from?
I have so many mentors, Shay, but the one I'm going to talk about right now is Sharon Lechter. She's pretty well known in the speaking world. She's co-author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, authored 27 books. She's an amazing, amazing woman doing a lot in this world and a good friend of mine. And Sharon has a lot of things that she says when she speaks, but the one question she always asks that her dad would ask her at the end of every day is, did you add value to somebody's life today? And I think that's just a good way to end the day is, did you, no matter what you did, you know, check all your to-dos off the list, but what's the one thing, who did you add value to today? I really like that question a lot, and I've heard her say that many, many times.
Yeah, I met her on a number of occasions. Spot on, by the way, spot on. We have a segment here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show called Today is my January 1st. That's right. Today, in this moment is my January 1st. And for those folks that tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know, you wait for this one moment so you can say those words. Today is my January 1st. By the way, Happy New Year to you. And for those folks that are tuning in for the very first time, whether you found us on YouTube, maybe you already subscribed over at I am Che Brown, or maybe on the on-demand streaming platforms or podcasts. Today is my January 1st is one of our personal mantras at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a restart. It represents a do-over. It means that past, no matter what that past is, no longer equals the future. And that you have to wait till December 31st on the back of a napkin, 11:59, to get going. You can get going now. So my question to the one and only Carey is, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? And what are your words to encourage and inspire folks that are listening?
I think it is so important that you let the past go. Obviously, that so many of us, I think, try and drag the past into the present and the future, and it just does not belong. And I do tell people that, and I love this question, today's your January 1st, because I think a lot of people, especially mid-year, which is where we are now, have already given up on their goals that they set at the beginning of the year. And you cannot do that. Because one of my quotes that people have heard me say many, many times is, how you end this year is how you start the next year. It's all about momentum. And a lot of people have already taken their foot off the gas, Chase. So I love that you're encouraging people to know that today it's today. There's no reason to wait.
Yeah. Today is your January 1st. Well, two questions. Number one, what type of clients is your firm taking on these days, if you're taking on any new clients? And number two, how can folks best connect with you over and beyond this conversation?
Thank you. So you can always go to my website, which is just careyconley.com. There'll be a pop-up there that you can sign up for my free newsletter that I send out every week for encouragement and updates of where I'm speaking next, my podcast, which I'm going to have you on next week. I'm super excited about that. And the people that I really want to work with right now, as I've mentioned a few times, are young adults, Shay. So I'm starting to really focus in on that and bringing them into a community that I'm building for them, to teach them how to write their vision, teach them that they're important, that they have a purpose, and to be in that group, like I said, that is locking arms with each other to get through life's adversities. So that's where I'm focused right now.
And did you mention how folks can best connect with you?
Yeah, my website, careyconley.com.
Good. I'd love to say it a couple of times. That's just the Che Brown. That's the sales guy inside of me. Fantastic. Let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Can't wait to connect with you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. No matter where you are, if you haven't subscribed yet, head over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button over at I am Che Brown, so you can find us over there, or just download the podcast, or wherever your favorite on-demand streaming platform is. We're there. You know, I wait every night to say these words. It's my favorite thing to do of the whole day, and that's to share this with you. And that is, you are awesome. If no one's told you that, you're amazing. You're incredible. You've got greatness inside you. And for you, today is your January 1st. And for that one reason alone, your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is still yet to come. With that being said, my name, in case you forgot, is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is long. Life is short. You got to live in that moment. You got to make it count. God bless. We wish you success. Thanks a lot, Carey. We out of here. Peace, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.